So in the book of John, we are introduced to a woman who has just been caught in the act of adultery. And they drag her into the temple where Jesus is addressing a crowd. And they pretty much just read her mail. They tell Jesus everything that she has done, and they remind him that under law, that this woman's sin is a crime and it's punishable by death. Now all eyes are on Jesus, and I'm thinking about like how this woman must feel, right? She must be humiliated and scared to death. And so everyone's hinging on Jesus's words. And what's interesting to me is he speaks nothing at first. He bends down, he starts writing in the sand. And then he stands up, he's like, you know what, you're right. This is a sin and it is punishable by death. And the first one among you that is without sin, you can cast the first stone. And he bends down, he starts writing in the sand again. And some time passes, he stands back up and he kind of looks around and he looks at the woman. He was like, woman, where are your accusers? And she said, there are none, because they were gone. And he said, neither do I. Now go. And what God showed me in that passage was the first time that Jesus bent down and wrote in the sand, he was writing her forgiveness. That was a picture of our salvation that was to come, that he was ushering in. And the second time that he wrote in the sand, he was rewriting her future, because he said, go. What was interesting, he didn't say go and clean your act up, and he didn't list all the things that she needed to do to be a better person. He just said go. And so what God really impressed upon me was that woman had a choice. She had an encounter with Christ. She had a glimpse of forgiveness and grace. And she had the choice to go and walk in that forgiveness, or she had a choice to leave it in the sand and live in the confines of the guilt and really the shame of what she had done. And I find in my own life that I kind of battle with that too, right? I know God has forgiven me, but do I allow myself the forgiveness, or do I keep myself kind of bound up in this jail of guilt and shame? Because in the end, the forgiveness was given, but the choice is ours.